Got 2 seconds.
Oh, hello everybody, welcome to Fish with Bish. It's got to be Friday. Keep calm and fish with Bish. It's got to be Friday. It's got to be 9 o'clock. So welcome to the live stream. Anybody out there, there's got to be people out there who are as bored as I am. So well, I say I'm bored, I'm still working. So anybody out there, hello guys. It's not going to be a long one, this, I don't think. So just wait and see who comes in. Not many guys turn up. I appreciate there's a lot more going on in the world than a live stream on a Friday night. But cheers. Remember, don't panic. Keep calm. We'll be all right. I'm sure we'll be okay. Or most of us will be okay. So how are we all doing? Anybody out there? I am a little bit early. It's only just 9 o'clock now. But it's like that. Hey, Seamus is here. Hello, Seamus. I had that feeling. Do you remember when you was a youngster and you had your first party about 14 or 15 and nobody showed up? It was one of those kind of things. It was one of them kind of things. No one's going to turn up. But as long as me and you are here, that's all that matters. How are you, mate? You okay? I hope you're doing all right, and I hope the family's all right as well. It must be difficult trying to keep the little one occupied, but no, it's got to be done. I'm afraid it's got to be done. But not going to be a long one tonight, Seamus. I don't feel under the weather. I just feel tired, to be honest. I'm quite enjoying doing something every day. I've got some bits and bobs up my sleeve coming along. There's a few funny bits coming up. There's another news. I'm just going to do a whole news item. Might do that live just because it's easier than trying to get it all together and everything sorted in one place. So, because it's the editing that does it when you're trying to do something every day. If I do a live every day with a different theme, a bit of fun and stuff like that. So all right, Mike. Mike Tyson's in the house. Seamus is in the house. I'm all right. Seamus, as I say, I'm just a little bit tired because it's been hard work at work, and it's difficult to keep yourself going. To be honest, it's been mega at work, and obviously I'm trying to do something every day. But what you see is just well, you know, if you're making videos, it's the tip of the iceberg. And I've filmed loads of other stuff. We've got stuff coming from the tackle den, got stuff from the office as well coming up. And as I say, a few lives coming up in the afternoons. I think I'm going to do. Just because, I mean, I know a lot of you guys are just at home. So you might as well spend a couple of hours together chatting on here. I'm not doing extra hours, Mike. I could do if I wanted to, but I'm not doing any extra hours. Because the more hours I do, the more I'm putting my family at risk. So I'm not doing it. And to be perfectly honest, it's hard enough as it is. And I'm not a young man anymore. During the war. But no, it's heavy going. Luckily, I don't see customers, which would probably do my head in. I've got to be honest. I'm lucky in the fact that shopping wise, I'm okay because I can get my shopping and stuff. But and obviously Lib's working as well, so we've got to be careful. Because Liv's a teacher and I work at a supermarket, so we're both at work still. But obviously I only work part-time, but poor old Liv's, like, she's working her socks off, to be honest. I'll be going to Valhalla with the maidens, with the shield maidens. I'll be resting on the shield maidens' shields as they take me through into Valhalla. Yeah, my from my ancestors. I'll be riding in this. I'll be in this, and I'll be firing fiery arrows. Na-na-na. Hang on, if I do this right. Na-na-na. No, 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 no. I like that. Oh dear. Anyway, there we go. Right, let's have a look. Little fish egg. Whoa! You're making a pond. Oh, that's brilliant. Little fish is making a pond. It's such a shame, mate, that we can't, or I can't meet up with your dad. That's what I'm trying to say. Because I've got so much frog spawn you could have had. Oh, the pond is just full of it, mate. Absolutely chock-a-block. There's more spawn than there is water, to be honest. So, right, let's have a look. I can imagine, mate, you're on the front line, so you should be proud. I didn't know. Yeah, I'll be on there. I'll be on there. I'll do it again because I quite like that. That was quite good. No, 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 no. Well, you never know, little fisher. When all this blows over, and there's oh no, I'm not surprised you got sunburn. It was gorgeous today, weren't it, mate? I was out in the garden. Guess what I was doing? I was taking pictures of an escaped lion. Went to see that video. So, George, thank you very much for coming in. Nice to see you, mate. Thank you. Just George, just as you come in, mate. It's literally just a bunch of people just talking a load of nonsense. I've got to be honest with you. Sometimes we talk about fishing. Most of the time we talk about fishing, but it's not always about fishing. But nice of you to come in, mate. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, if you like. What part of the country are you in, or are you in this country, in fact? What kind of fishing you into, if you're into fishing? Just give us a bit of a way into having a bit of a conversation with you, my friend. But thanks very much, George. Nice to see you. The little fisher is a young lad who's he's got sunburn today, digging a pond. But yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame, Lewis, that we've not. Well, I'm thinking, mate, when all this blows over, if your dad contacts me, I can meet up with him and give him a barrel load of. You could have some tadpoles for your pond. That'd be good. That's brilliant. Thanks for coming in, George. Yeah, mate, we talk all about loads of different types of fishing. We have carpers come in. There's me, who I'm more a general leisure fisherman. If you've seen any of the videos, I'm not saying much videos, but if you've seen any of the videos, you can see I just mess about and I have a go at most things. We've got Seamus, who's the Asgardian Adventures. He's more a predator, small river type fishing. He's actually got the rights to his own little section of river, which he's looking after. And I met up with Seamus a few months ago, and mate, it's the best days fishing where I haven't caught anything. So yeah, it was a brilliant time. Some of the fish we saw and stuff like that, excellent stuff, excellent stuff. Louis, okay then. You do course fishing, George. Brilliant. Do you do the rivers, or do you like your commercials, or do you do a bit of both? Mike's asking. I know you can read it, guys, but it just makes it easier if I run through some of the questions that are being asked. Mike, most of the fisheries that I know of have shut down now. I had a ring round and I had a feel around, and I spoke to the guys at Larford. They're closing. Huntington's closed. I think Paul's shut at Wattle Grove. Most of the fisheries round by me are shut. Because you shouldn't be going out to them, to be perfectly honest. You shouldn't really be going out to. You should be just staying in. And I know it's horrible. I know it's boring and stuff like that. But if you stay in, you're saving people's lives. Because I saw a thing on the TV. I don't want to really talk about the coronavirus that much, although I've got to be honest. Tears in my eyes at 8 o'clock when everyone started clapping the NHS, and I just thought that's what it's all about. And I'm just hoping when all this is over, George, man after my own heart, George is in commercial fishing. Mike Tyson, George, who's a lad who fishes round by me around the Birmingham area, and he loves it. So, ooh, lovely barbel. But I saw a thing about the coronavirus, and it was saying that we just need to stay indoors. You stay indoors. If one person doesn't meet up with another person, you're stopping the, I'm going to say infestation, because that's basically what it is. But you're not infecting, like, I think it's 47 people just by not meeting one person out on the street. You're not infecting 47 people, or they're not infecting you and 47 people that way. So you've just got to just wait it out. Unfortunately, we'll have, just look at it this way. In the whole of human history, we've never had anything like this. Obviously, we've had our plagues, and we've had the flu just after the First World War. But this is the first time we've had a chance to actually stop something in its tracks. The Chinese have done it. Granted, that's where it started, but the Chinese have stopped it. Everybody needs to just keep that curve down, keep it so that not too many people are infected. There's a certain line, there's a line here. We keep the curve below there, the NHS safety line is there. If we keep the infected below that line, although we're losing people, we're not losing as many people. If the curve goes above this line, everybody above this line will die, because we have just not got the capacity to save them. So please, please, everybody, I know it's boring, I know it's a pain in the ass and stuff like that, but let's just be careful. Just be careful. George, you're in Northampton. Let me just think. What are the big commercials around by you, buddy? Little Fisher is telling me about my language. Did I say ass or something? Is that what I said? All right, then. Okay. I do apologize. Yeah, guys, please watch your language, because this is a friendly one. This is. We don't have any. We try not to have any bad banter in here. It's all friendly. Yeah, I thought it was. Sorry, Little Fisher. Don't tell your dad. Oh, you can tell your dad if you want. But yeah, mate. If after all this, I think I still had tadpoles in my pond in June last year. So if I've still got some, then mate, I'll put some in a jar, quite a few in a jar. I'll meet up with your dad, and I'll give him them, and you can have them in your pond. It'd be brilliant. That would. Yeah. Seamus is right. Crucian Andy's in the house. All right, Crucian, how you doing? All right, I'm calling Crucian. All right, Andy, how you doing, mate? Got a new guy in the stream tonight, and called George. He's from Northampton. Seamus is having difficulty with his spelling. So, but there you go. Yeah, Seamus, if you have a look, Louis, if you have a look at some of Seamus's perch videos, he got a cracker he did the other day. I'd say Bell's Mill. Oh, in front of you. I hope you're not digging a pond in your back garden to put fishing, to put perch and carp in. I could just imagine you fishing then in front of that. But yeah, it's a. Is anyone else feeling like this? Is anyone else feeling like this? I'm feeling like it's a strange normal. It's like if no one close to you has got it, and like I pop over to my dad's and give him some shopping. I pop over to my mother-in-law's and give her some shopping, because Spartacus is 80 now, and Lib's mommy's I think she's 83, 84. So obviously they can't get out the house. I'm going to the house and I'm putting it on the doorstep, stepping back about 8 yards or so. They just picking up the stuff, waving to me and shouting a few things, and it's just crazy. It's just really, really strange. Yeah, and so quiet. I went to my last night at work this week was Tuesday. Um, and when I came back, there was no cars. And and I went out this morning to go and drop the shopping to my dad's and Liv's mom's at 6 o'clock. This was, and granted it was early, but it was so quiet. It was incredibly quiet. Yeah, it is like Andy's bang on. That's a very good description of it. It's like limbo. It's like you can't do anything. You ain't gonna be able to go to the pub on a Friday, young man, with your dad and granddad. Do you think, Seamus? Do you think that's a straight correlation with having no cars and stuff? That the sky is so clear. And I tell you what, I do love though. Anyone else? And I know it's a strange how quiet it is. It's what I love about fishing. You're sitting on the bank. I know I talk a lot, and me and Spartacus are always sort of jousting and with each other with the chat and stuff. But when you stop and you can just hear, like, you can hear a buzzard, or you just hear, I don't know, some a robin, or you can just hear these birds in the background and the wind blowing and stuff like that. No, I don't think it will. The corona will be gone by June, mate. I think we're hitting a peak in about 2 weeks, 3 weeks from what I can get. Obviously, I'm not an expert, but I've got to be honest. I've read a little bit about it and stuff. Brilliant. Seamus, are you sort of, when they say you can go out for some exercise, you in the little one and your wife. I mean, I'm assuming your wife's not working either, or your partner's not working. So are you three managing to get out for a walk or and stuff like that? I'm filling my time with doing the daily videos now, and the garden, and obviously I have the normal stuff that I do around the house and stuff. But my daughter's took the dog out a few times and said how quiet it is out there. Oh, what's the Great Canal like, mate? Cashel and Ashby. I'll have to look them up. We'll have to have a look. We'll have to have a look. Oh, I tell you what, Georgie. Sorry, I'm reading Georgie's and now I'm down onto Mike's. Mike's saying, how do you think it will affect the commercial fisheries, Bish, with no bait going in for months? Bloody hell, yeah. Oh, what do you other guys think? Crucian Andy, you fish commercials. George, what do you think? Here's one. Now, this is a good one to get hold of, any. Do you think the fisheries will be feeding them? Because I think a lot of fisheries are, by definition, commercial fisheries are overstocked. I do think that, and I have no worries in saying that. And they do rely on us putting bait in to feed the fish. I do think that, and I think some of we call it, choppers call them puddles, don't they? Excuse me. It's not Corona, don't worry. Um, so we put loads of food in. If you imagine a match, how much food goes in on a match, especially places that'll have ground bait, and some people are putting 3, 4 tins of corn in at a go, and all the meat and stuff like that. I think the fisheries might have to actually feed them. To be honest, I think it will, Mike. I think it will. I think what they're going to have to do is they're really going to have to open things up a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I mean, if I owned a fishery, but I think I'm an exception on this. See, because if I won the lottery, if I won the lottery, my thing would be I'd have a family pool, and you could come and you could have a picnic and a barbecue. Not with the fish. You couldn't barbecue the fish, but do you know what I mean? I'd have a real family orientated one with special pegs for people with disabilities. Schools could go. I'd have a dipping pond, and do you know what I mean? Everything to draw lots of new people in and different people in. I'd also have a really nice match lake for matchmen. I'd have a nice how most of them are set up, but I'd make them more welcoming, and I'd make it so that the bailiffs were more helpful than a hindrance. I'd still want the hooks checked because I don't like barbed hooks. I'd have all the licenses checked when people came in. I'd make that perfectly clear. Um, but other than that, it would be so welcoming. Do you know what I mean? I'll go to fisheries now because you know what I'm like for my sandwiches. I'd go to fisheries now where you can order your sandwich and they bring it to your pet. That's not hard work, but that's an extra thing you offer. And I think a lot of these commercial fisheries are going to have to start looking at going that extra mile. But having said that, we'll be so desperate to get out fishing. I think the first time that some of the whatsits are lifted and you can go fishing, that I think it's just going to be, yeah, Mike. I'm saying nothing. I'm saying nothing, Mike. Leave it. Leave it. George, just fair comment. They'll eat all the weed and stuff like that. But having said that, I think there'll be a certain point. As I say, I think they are overstocked. A lot of them, especially the smaller waters, not your reservoirs and your big waters. I'm thinking some of the smaller waters, your canal lakes and stuff like that. They've got lots and lots of F1s in. If they're not being fed, they're gonna. I think there might even be a die off. So I think they're going to have to feed them. I know John at Bell's Mill on his commercial pond, he actually feeds his big carp on a Wednesday. On a Wednesday afternoon, he actually takes the boat out and feeds his carp because it's a commercial water. He's got some nice big fish in there, and there's never more than about 2 or 3 people fishing that pond. So to have that amount of fish in there and big fish as well, you've got to keep them healthy. So you've got to keep them fed. Andy's saying, as you say, they're overstocked. So I think if they are not fed, they will over time level themselves out. Fish would be lost. I think they will, mate. I think they might die off. Seamus, when this is all over, Bish, we need a round 2 of these fish over. Yeah, we will on the River Asgard. I'll be there, mate. On your question. Yeah. Little fish, Bish. You said you can. What pond? No. Don't fish in your pond. Oh my God. Do you know, mate? Once I was fishing at Huntington, and I was fishing the very top pool. Mike, you know this one. It's not the kids' pool, the very top pool. And normally when I start off fishing and I'm struggling, say I don't get a bite for about an hour or so, what I do is I go to a single maggot, tiniest, weeniest, 20 hook, because I will not blank. I am determined that I will never blank. It does happen, but so I went to a little 20 hook, single maggot, and I caught I think it was a three-spined stickleback. I got a stickleback out, and it was just amazing. The maggot was nearly as long as the stickleback was. But it was an amazing thing. Little fish, that's a good idea. It's not a good idea. I don't know if I fisheries. Yeah. Sometimes, mate, you're talking about the pond. Sometimes what I do, huckleberries, I've heard good things about huckleberries. My problem is I don't go far enough afield. When I can go fishing further, I should do. So, like, because we've gone to one car now with me working part time, so I can do all this and everything. I'm sort of what was I saying? Yeah, I don't go, George. I don't go far enough. I don't think. I stick to the same few fisheries by me. I have. We were talking about this the other day. On the Kidderminster Road that goes from Junction 3 of the M5, there's a row of about 6, 7 fisheries all down the Kidderminster Road, and they're just a little bit off the road. So those are the ones that I do because they're my side of town. I don't live far from Junction 3 of the M5. The one of them, I can get there in 2 records. So I get there in 6 minutes. The next one along is probably about 10 minutes. The one a little bit further along is 15 minutes. So I have this choice, and I tend to stay within those. And really, I should go a bit further next time. But yeah, I might have a look at. I'll look back on this, and I'll have a look at some of them places you fish, mate. George, have you got any videos up? Have you got a channel, or are you a watcher, or do you do some videos? You went to Himley. Okay. Oh, is it the one with the carp? Yeah, mate. Seamus is saying, being outdoorsman, do you guys feel trapped? I know I do. I feel like a bird with big wings stuck in a small cage, and outdoors is my happy place. I'm the same. It's a shame that we just can't get out. Mate, Mike's saying, because we'd organised for me to meet up with Mike and Aaron. My family guy, Monty's in the house. Mike's saying he's got it, that we can't go and do a meet up. We will, mate. It's coming. It'll come. All we're doing is we're a little bit sort of. If I think when we look back on this, as I said, I think when we look back on this in about 4 or 5 months' time, by which time there will be like a herd immunity going on. Most of the people who are going to get it will have had it. The coronavirus will have moved on. It's a slowly mutating virus, so that if they come up with a not a cure, if they come up with a what's the word I'm looking for? If they come up with a shot for it, it'll work for quite a long time. So I'm just thinking we'll look back on this and we'll just go. 2020 was the year that nothing happened, so we got no. I'm hoping June the 16th we might be able to get out and go fishing on the rivers, but I think the rivers will just be packed if that's the case. So that's it. Thanks, Monty. A vaccine. There will be a vaccine for it. I heard the other day that with this antibody one, where they can check to see if you've had it, it's 99% almost certain that you can't get it again. So hopefully, those people who have had it, Boris will be all right. So maybe he can go and work the front line at a hospital. But you know what I mean? And what about? I didn't want to keep talking about this, but obviously it's the elephant in the room, isn't it? What about God bless all those people who have volunteered? All those people who have volunteered. I think it's up to about. I know it was 405,000. I think it's up to about 700,000 people are willing to put themselves out there and try and do something to help. Yeah, I know, Mike. As I say, I'm gutted about that as well. But we'll get there. We will do it. We'll be out there. George, I love Bob Nudd as well with his white cap and stuff. I noticed his new videos, Challenge Bob Nudd. Have you seen any of those? They're pretty cool. Because I think is he with Maver now? I know he was with Browning for a long time. I think he might be with Maver now, and he does a Challenge Bob Nudd, and if someone beats him in the competition, then they get loads of stuff. They get a new pole and all that kind of stuff. Good videos. He's still got it, Bob Nudd. I remember seeing him do doing a video, and he was talking about fishing competitions, and he was saying about hookable baits. And what he has done in the past is with potato, using a bread punch, punching out the potato, and putting it in coffee to brown it up, and then you can hook it, and they're like hookable pellets. Oh, I'm just looking down here because I had some stuff down here. Oh. I don't know. We'll talk about these in a minute. Some stuff that I've been going through some of the stuff that I bought before. Some of the stuff that I bought before the lockdown, obviously, because I was going to do, that stuff you do sort of in the spring as you come out the winter, where you sort of you re-elasticate your poles, and you put fresh line on your reels, and you clean your poles off, if you pardon the expression, and all that kind of stuff. And I did a little bit on the Daily Show yesterday. Just I don't know if anyone's seen this stuff yet. It's called are you getting that backwards, are you? Or are you? It's called Fajuka bait. And it's like these little, it's quite reasonably priced. But if you look at this, let me show you. They're like soft pellets. It's what I can only describe as, let me put that back. If I show you this, what I can only describe as, the smell is pretty cool. And if you look at these, there's let me just put them there. If you look at those, they're sort of unevenly cut and stuff like that. But at those commercials where they won't let you use bread, just look at that and you tell me that doesn't look like a piece of punch bread. You might tell me that. You tell me that doesn't look like a piece of punch bread. And watch this. And it has the consistency of like Play-Doh. And then you can put it on a hook. And if you imagine what you do with a piece of bread, so you wrap that around the shank, give it a pinch, and then you've got a drop of bread. You can pull it apart, roll it, and it's quite cheap, this stuff. And I've got to say, guys, I have actually used it. I've not done the video yet because I wanted to try it first. And when I went to the big show at Stoneleigh, got talking to these guys, and I said, look, I've already got some which I won in a competition on Facebook, and I've used some of that, and I wanted 2 lots of white and a pink, like that, and I bought that at the stand, and the guy said, the guy was asking me, what do you think of it? And I said, well, I've used it before and I'm doing a video. He gave me that for free. So when I do the video, I've got to say that I'm sponsored, although I'm not sponsored, because he gave it me for free. I've got to say I am. So there you go. Now I've gone off on one like that. I need to catch up with the what's it in my river holds some really big roach. But what's it gonna be? Goby is like it's like a bullhead. It's that kind of shape, really, to be honest. But yeah. But where are we now? Monty's saying that he's still doing food drops for people who are vulnerable. There's a lot of people out there, mate, who can't get the food. And I know, like, there's lots of things in the press saying all the supermarkets aren't delivering this or aren't delivering that. It's because they just haven't got the people. If you imagine this, like a 200-300% rise in how many people want home deliveries, they're just finding it very, very difficult. It wouldn't surprise me if they didn't start recruiting or getting the army involved or whatever, just dropping food off to people, because it's humanitarian aid, really. That's what's happening. Um, so, um, if things got too bad, Monty's asking, if things got too bad, would you catch your own fish to eat? Now, they're only about that big, mate. Little black goldfish. I can't see them half the time either. George, we've had this discussion as well a few times. The pole I use is I've got a Maver pole, which I can't remember exactly what it is, but it's about 10 years old, but it's still a good pole. But I'm lucky in the fact that I won a pole in a competition about 5 years ago, and that's I could never say this, Garbellino pole, and it's got 10 top kits, but the top kits all fit the Maver pole as well, which is oh, it's brilliant. It's crucial. So I've got that, and I do use a lot because I don't fish way out. I'm not a 10 meter pole fisherman or whatever. So I've got a 6 meter white knuckle midi white knuckle pole, which I use an awful lot, and I use that for most things, to be honest, unless I need to get over to somewhere. So I've got an island or I've got a feature that I want to try and get to. But the answer to your question, mate, is I've got like about 4 or 5 poles, but nothing new. Nothing new. It's all old stuff. Um, at some point, I'm gonna have to. At some point, I'm gonna have to bite the bullet and get myself a decent pole. But at the minute, I'm happy enough. It works quite well with the. It's quite a, you know, and with having 10 top kits as well, it means I have the ability to like have different setups basically on, you know what I mean, on demand. So again, I'll just show you this. I'm not sort of sorry, I'm not a sort of slave to tackle. I love my tackle, and when I go in, I spend some money. But like, I like things like I've got here just to show you the differences. There's a size 16 solid there. I'm not sponsored by Preston Innovations. I've got to say that. Not that they're ever going to sponsor me. And I've got a size 12. So I've got a 16. So I'd use the 16 for snaggy or for doing the margins. If you've got that big fish that just takes you away. And then I've got a 12 for if I'm fishing in front of me and I know there's some big fish there. I'll use that one. But my favourite of all is this Dura Hollow. Again, it's Preston. It's like in the but I've got this, and this is a 10, and I use this basically for everything. This is so soft and supple, and this is brilliant for even the smallest fish. If you look at that, look how soft that is, and like it's got a lot of stretch in it, and it comes back perfectly every time. But the trick is with most elastics, a lot of people fall foul with if a pole elastic goes, if it breaks, it always breaks at the business end. So it'll always break at the top end where it goes in and out your pole. 90% of the time, that's what happens. So what I do, oh god, here we go again. So what I always do is I use this Dura Slip elastic stuff from Preston Innovations. Anyway, Preston owe me some money, I'm telling you. But I use this stuff, and this protects the elastic. You spray it down the pole, protects the elastic, but also makes it slip in and out the pole a lot easier, which makes it a damn sight easier to fish with and stuff like that. So no, it's as I say. I mean, I was hoping. Well, I will do all that stuff, and I'll probably film it to be honest, just to keep the Daily Show going. So where are we now? Avanti pole. Actually, I think I've got an Avanti as well. What Avanti have I got? I think mine's only a short pole though. I think mine's only my Avanti's only small. Carl and Alex, yeah, mate. I like Carl and Alex. Mike saying Carl and Alex are excellent. They are. They're good lads. I think it's really easy to criticise people who are doing really well, and like as far as I'm concerned, them lads have put the time in. Because if you look at from when they first started, they produced their own videos. They went out there and they worked hard at what they were doing, and fair play to them. And they're doing really really well now, and they produced the highest quality videos. If ever you wanted to make fishing videos, those are the guys that you want to look at. Right, where are we now? Little Fish is saying he really wants to do a match. Hi, Bish from the kids. My family garden. Tell the kids soon there'll be an escaped lion in my garden. I've seen him. I've seen the escaped lion. You wait till you see it. You found a whistle. Yeah, so no, there's I'm trying my hardest to try and I'll try and keep this daily show going for as long as I can. There might be quick ones. Today we had a quiz. Tomorrow there'll be answers to the quiz, and there'll be a few pictures come up. I might be doing some of it from the tackle den. Those of you who haven't seen that, that's really it's more of a man cave than a tackle den now. They need to be laughing. You wait until you see it. I tell you what, it's cost me loads of slices of chicken. Anyway, yeah, you wait until you see it. That's coming up shortly. I need to edit that though. That's my biggest issue is trying to edit the videos to get them out on a daily basis, especially when I'm working. But I'm gonna do it. Gonna do it. So no, it's. I just find it very strange. Lib and the girls said to me, "You're doing the live stream tonight earlier on," and I just said, "Well, I don't know," and they went, "No, you've got to do it. We need to keep a bit of normality." So, you guys who are, I mean, there's at the minute there's only Monty in here, but the guys who are the gardeners, carry on doing your gardening, and because it'll all come good. It will all come good. And as I say, we'll look back at this and we'll go, oh, it was a terrible time. Or do you remember when? You don't know how good you're having it now. Back in 2020, the year of the virus. It'll be all that kind of thing. So, whoa, Seamus. Whoa, Seamus. And I'll advertise it. I'll advertise it. Don't panic. Stupid boy. Keep calm and fish with Bish. George, I never have either. Having said that, mate, I've never actually gone fly fishing for trout, but I fished a. It was ever so odd. You must have been, or some of you must have seen this. When you're on a beach and there's a stream or a river that runs onto the beach but then disappears under the sand. Well, I always carry a rod with me when I'm on holiday. And me and Spartacus, we were on holiday, and there was this river, and it went back, and it went back probably 100 yards away from the beach, and it got quite deep. So we went there, and we bought a loaf, just put some little bits of bread on, and a tiny weeny float, cast it out, and we're catching tiny little trout like that. And I must have had about 30 or 40. It wasn't hard fishing at all. Obviously catch and release. We weren't keeping anything, but that was amazing. That was. Yeah, George. If you check out Seamus's videos on those Guardian Ventures, it's there's a couple on there, and like some of the little streams and rivers that Seamus fishes, they are so clear. The day I went, I left the GoPro, the underwater GoPro, the session that I use. I left that in the car, but I'd love to have had that to go under the water. Yeah, I know what you mean, Mike, but there's no other way really of weighing the fish in. And I've got to be honest, the amount of matches that I've been in, the amount of matches that I've seen, the fish always swim away. I've never ever seen a dead fish or one float back up. Because if you imagine as well, they're sort of on top. I know, like, looks like they smash on top of each other, but because they're so slippy and they're in a bag as well, they're. I don't think it does, mate. I don't think it harms them as much as we think it does. I really don't. I think that. I think they're a lot more. What's the word I'm looking for? A lot more durable than you give them credit for. So I think they're far more in danger from inexperienced fishermen trying to get the hooks out of them. Oh, sorry, Louis. Louis going. Good night, my friend. When we sort it out, George, thanks very much for dropping in as well. Thanks very much for coming in. Please come in again. It was nice of you to drop by. Yeah, guys, please give us a thumbs up if you don't mind. That'd be brilliant if you could, just to please the great gods of YouTube. But first the winds, then the virus. Yeah, it was. We've had some horrible what's it, haven't we? We've had some horrible weather. See you later, George. Thanks very much for coming in, my friend. But yeah, it's as I say, a bit strange, and I'm sort of no, George. Sorry, George. George is gone. No, Andy. Andy's asking if I bought any extra top kits for the white knuckle. I haven't had to, mate. They're I can use the others. Fortunately, those 10 top kits, although it's a 6 meter pole, with that top kit in, it takes it up to, because they're a double top kit. So I'm doing this and you can't see the end of my hands. So the top kits are 6 foot long. So they're generally a double top kit. And on some of them, I've actually put my own side pullers in, which isn't that difficult. It isn't that difficult. I'm going to do a video about it, how to do it, because it's what's it. No, I know, Seamus. It must be absolutely heart wrenching not to be able, especially with the weather is now, because those the lizards would have been basking, wouldn't they, in the mornings, and slow first of all, so that would have been easier to catch. As the little one holding up, is she all right? Let me just see. I think I'm caught up now. I'm caught up now. Where are we, guys? We're up to 48 minutes. I'm going to do an hour tonight. There's not many of us in here, and you're probably all sick of me anyway. So, yeah, you wouldn't have her any other way, though, mate. That's the best way to have her, isn't it? Full of sass. Maybe not when it's time for bed and stuff like that, but no, she's a good girl. She's a credit to you. I think she'll be a naturalist. What do you think? You as a dad, I think she'll be a naturalist, and she has no fear in handling creatures and things like that. Not like a lot of kids. Not like mine. Mine run a mile, see a worm. But no. Mike, Just one for Mike, this, and probably you guys who were in last week as well. I still haven't opened that box of maggots. It's still in the shed. I haven't opened the shed yet. I just have this, you know, the beginning of Scooby Doo when all them bats fly at the camera. When all the bats fly at the camera, it's going to be like that. I'm sure it is. I'm sure it is. I'm thinking of doing some, just changing the subject completely. It's totally random. I'm going to do Bish's version of TikTok, and it's going to be Bish Flop. And I'm going to do my own TikToks on the Daily Show, which you'll probably enjoy. Mine will be more reenacting scenes from films and things like that. But we've got the Bob Ross painting video coming up soon as well. I hope you'll all enjoy that. It's why I'm growing the beard, so I can do the Bob Ross. I only need the hair. I probably will, Mike. I probably will. Just as what I might have to do is put a medical warning sign up, not for the squeamish and not for the faint-hearted. A bit seen like a scene out the mummy. Anyway, but yeah, I am thinking of doing that as well, mate. So no, there's I've got lots of ideas of things that I want to do, and I just to keep it light and whatever, because I know everybody's racked off and bored and whatever. But no, moving along, we will get there. I mean, I'm totally convinced that we'll all be okay, but it's just going to take a bit of time. It's just going to take a little bit of time. That's all. So. We will, mate. We'll have to have a fish with Bish and Athena's Adventures fish off. You could be the referee, and I'm sure she'd win. I'm sure she'd win hands down. It's always the way that I'm not going to say inexperienced, but people who don't fish a lot because they're not as het up or as into it as we are and want to make it. You want to see me the night before I go fishing? I'm a mentalist. I go every week and do the videos and everything. Well, I'm crazy. Oh my, what special bait have I got? Or what can I do? And whatever. And basically, what I catch with are pellets and maggots. So, you know. Yeah, she's the wife's back up and well, she's back at work. To be honest, she's working all through. That I got to tell you this, guys. Don't let people tell you that schools are closed and teachers have got it easy. They're at home and everything. My wife's worked the whole time since she's come out of the hospital, and they're working through Easter just so that they can carry on looking after the frontline kids. So kids in the NHS. Delivery drivers, police officers, fire, paramedics, supermarket workers, all those kind of people. They're out there working hard, and it's taking a toll on a few of them, to be honest. Mike, it was better when she weren't, because then you would never list for me, to be honest. Yeah, you'll have to wear a referee's outfit, Seamus, because I know you like to dress up. It's known on the internet that Seamus likes to dress up. So, listen, lads, we're up to 53 minutes. I'm going to knock it on the head now, But I'll see you all tomorrow. Please come in and watch the videos. Yeah, please come in and watch the videos, guys, every day, or binge watch them when you want to have a laugh, or you think you want to just stretch your minds a little bit. But I've got the answers for the questions tomorrow. I think Mike, you had a go at them and whatever. So yeah, good night, guys. Thanks very much for coming in. I'm going to do that really, what's it thing where I end the stream and then it asks me, "Are you sure?" Yes, I am. Goodbye, guys. Stay safe. Stay indoors. Stay away from people. Please, please do.